Hello, everyone, and welcome to the third installment of Sunday Skate Hour. I am your host, Andrew, aka Funeral Burgundy, and this is a weekly podcast posted every Sunday morning so you can sit back, relax, and start the day off right by listening to me talk. Today, I have an incredible guest, our first guest, a close friend of mine, one of my favorite artists, and his name is Pich.
I've been hunting for the trophy. I'm just trying to get to know me like you know me, baby. Lately I've been getting coffee. It's been tough when my
Take it away. Introduce yourself.
Going y'all. Happy to be here. My name is Pich. I'm an artist from Maine, and me and Mr. Burgundy here, we used to work together and kind of met that way.
Yeah, I used to work with Pich when we worked in a physical space and also when we made music together. And I don't make music anymore, but he makes incredible music, and that's what we're going to be talking about today on the pod. First interview, and I can't wait. I'm super excited.
Yeah, me too. Man. Thank you for having me. Happy to be your first guest.
Of course. So we're going to jump right into it. I've got some questions that I've written down, things that I want everyone to know about you, things I want to know about you, questions I have, and I'm going to start off with a softball, which they're all going to be, but a softball that I'm just wondering, in general. For a while, I saw you posting on Instagram and on videos, and you had a nose strip on. And what was that about?
So the fact that you're asking that is actually why I was doing it in the first place. So I was just trying to like make people be like, "Yo, what is this guy doing? Like, what's this all about?" I didn't really take it very far. I kind of retired it because, some people thought it looked kind of stupid, and I kind of agreed. It kind of looked dumb. But I had like at least 50 people ask me about it, so it was a good way to drive up engagement. I might bring it back in the future, but I don't think I really want it to be just a part of my brand. Like Nelly, how he had the Band-Aid on his cheek. That was like his thing.
It's like Central C with like the star pimple patches right now.
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, those are actually functional. The nose strips are supposed to help you breathe, but they didn't really do anything. But you know me, bro. I got a big nose, so I probably, my nose is probably bigger than what those are designed for. So maybe
I thought it was. I thought it was cool. Like when I saw it, I was like, "This looks fire." I thought it was that's what you were doing, but like I didn't know if it was like part of I didn't know if you were gonna put out like an album where you're gonna be like wearing the nose strip on the front of it, or like a video where it was gonna have some purpose to it. Because you're always doing something, and so I was like, "What is this? What is his angle on this one?" And I never asked you, but there we go. Now we know.
Yeah, originally that was gonna be like in the Odyssey. I was gonna be wearing that, but I kind of retired it, But since you wrote this as a question, maybe that's telling me that I probably should just keep it around, just because people are gonna ask about it, or it's
in the list of questions that I wanted to know about you, it's the only one that's not directly music related. So
and it's the first one you asked too. So you must really have wanted to know that.
Yeah, it was a burning question. It was when I was writing the questions, I was like, shit, I have to. I actually have it written last on here, but I was like, I need to get it out first. I need to know.
I saw that question and I was like, oh my God, dude, I forgot I was even wearing that for a minute.
That is so fucking funny. But so for the actual questions about your music and the actual interview questions, the first one I've got here is, in general, pretty basic, but what got you into making music? Like, what was, like, when were you like, I want to make music and I'm going to make music? Like, tell us about that.
Yeah, so it's actually kind of a funny story. I used to be pretty active on Xbox Live, back in the early days of Xbox One and stuff. And I had this party chat that I would always join every day and play with my friends. And we'd always just like kind of diss on each other and just make fun of each other, like every good Xbox group does. And eventually, like, I just got bored one day and I just started like writing diss tracks about all my friends and like playing a YouTube beat in the background and performing it over the mic. And they were they were really bad, honestly. Like they were garbage, and I just wrote them on like a Google Doc and just like tried to, recite the entire thing in one go and not even record it. Um,
Tell me this story. I remember you showing me the Google Doc, or you showed me something
Really?
one time.
I showed you that?
I think you showed me something at one point of to do with this, because I'm remembering as I asked that and you're saying this. I think you've told me this story before, but I love it. I love it. Not to interrupt, but
No, you're good. You're good. And then that kind of graduated too. Like I stopped. I kind of put it down for like a year. And then when I first started recording, I was like recording on Audacity. And like some other kids had started making music like in my class, and they were really bad. And I was like, dude, I could do better than these guys. So I started making diss tracks on them, and then they got really mad and they made a diss track back, but like mine were better. So after I kind of won that battle and people were kind of listening to me at school, like that's how I kind of decided I wanted to keep recording and stuff. And it was just really fun, man. I decided it was a good, creative outlet. I didn't really have another one besides like playing games at the time. So like I wanted to have something that was like constructive,
No, absolutely. And you originally were Hey Pich, right? Like that was your name at first, your official name?
No, actually, that was just my channel name because I couldn't take Pich. It was taken. My original name was Capich, like Capich. Like
that's what it was.
Like,
yes.
Cabiche, But
yeah.
I figured like that sounded too much of like a white rapper type name, like Logic or something like that. So I dropped the K and I just I just decided to go with Pich because like that was like always my nickname anyway. Because first four letters of my last name, Pichet. So I just kind of ran with that.
No, I love your name. It's awesome. It's so memorable. I remember when I first met you, and I like usually when I meet people and they're like, I make music, like listen to my shit. Like I have to like write it down in my notes or like look it up and like screenshot it then. But like you told me, and I was like, oh, dude, right there. Like I got it. Like I found it. Yeah, it's really hard. It's hard to forget.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, that's kind of how I got started, and I didn't really start taking it super seriously until a couple years ago, probably.
Hell yeah. Yeah, because I remember when we were working together, like even by the time I had met you, you were already taking it like more seriously than I was taking music at the time, or ever. Because I made music I made it for like a really long time, and then it wasn't until very recently that I was like, this is just not a creative outlet that I am vibing with super hard anymore. But
It's because you don't live by me anymore.
Facts. That's true too. I was definitely making music a lot more when I could just like go over there and we could just like be in the studio for hours.
Yeah. It's one of those things where it's like, if you don't have the desire to like try to engineer yourself or record yourself, like if that's the part that holds you back, like, that's when you might decide it might not be for you. Like, I really like your music, bro. And I'm kind of a little bit sad that, you're not putting out anything new anymore. But like, if you're not vibing with it, you're not vibing with it. You can't force it.
It's one of those things where like, I'm leaving the door open for it. Like, I'm definitely not like, I'm not saying it as like, I'm never going to make music ever again. It's more of just like, for most of the time that I was making music, even like when I was really into it and I was like, I would sit down, I'd lock in and I'd do it. Like the writing aspect, I always felt like I was just forcing it so hard. Like it was never like I naturally like, I felt like good about what I was saying or like confident in what I was saying. I was making music for like 10 years. So like, that's like 10 years of like forcing this creative outlet that I actually don't really necessarily love all the time. So I'm sure if I get the inspiration for it, then I'll probably come back to it. And obviously, number one person I'd want to work with for it is you. So we have that to look forward to if I do. But yeah, at the moment it's just not really what I'm vibing with super heavy. And it was hard to come to terms with that and be like, oh, I'm just gonna hang it up at the moment because I kind of built my identity around music for a long time, and like this is my thing. Like I'm a musician, I am an artist. But then I realized that being an artist can
pretty
it can be
daunting,
many
bro.
things.
Yeah, it's pretty daunting to like tie yourself to it and like tell yourself that I need to do this, I need to be consistent, I need to like I need to succeed in this. Like, it's okay to have it be a hobby and not touch it for a couple years and come back, and because it's just like it's just like drawing. If you're gonna draw a picture, you're not gonna you're not necessarily gonna force yourself to do it because it's your only the only thing that you can do with your life. It's just like it's okay to have fun with it. When you're not vibing with it, it's fine to put it down.
Yeah, absolutely. And I do want to segue that, because I'm talking about inspiration, to the second question I have for you, which is, who are your biggest inspirations? And a second, like it's kind of like an A-B question kind of thing. Like, who are your biggest inspirations, and what did you grow up listening to, if those are connected, or if they're completely different, and you'd listen to different stuff when you were younger, and then you are inspired by stuff differently now, or stuff like that.
Man. So that's kind of all over the place. Like what I grew up listening to is very different to like where I draw my inspiration from now. I kind of grew up listening to, like, I wasn't really that big into music growing up, honestly. But I would listen to like pretty much whatever my dad was playing. He would always play some like old classic rock type stuff. His favorite band's the Talking Heads. So I grew up a lot, off of them. I listened to a lot of Cake, other stuff too, like just your typical classic rock that you would hear walking into any like bar or whatever. I'd listen to a lot of that because that's what he'd be playing. But after I kind of started exploring it on my own, I listened to more EDM type stuff. Like I was big on Monster Cat, like back in like middle school and stuff like that. Were you ever on that?
I was so heavy into Monster Cat because you're a little bit younger than me, right? Like you're what, 23 right now?
Yeah.
23. Okay, yeah. I was in like freshman year of high school when I was like really in my Monster Cat phase. I was like playing Minecraft and listening to like the Monster Cat compilation albums.
Yeah, so that's probably like around the same time I was listening to it, honestly. Like not in terms of age, but like at that point in time, like when you were a freshman, like that's probably when I was listening to it too.
Like 2010, 2012-ish.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So there was a lot of that. I didn't really start getting into hip hop until like probably 8th grade or high school. And like it's funny I mentioned Logic earlier. Logic was like kind of the first rapper that I got into. And like from that, listening to like Young Sinatra and stuff like that, I started kind of going back into like old school hip hop. That was like I really got into that first before I got into like any of the modern stuff, and then kind of graduated to like listening to a lot of like old Wiz Khalifa, like Cushion OJ and Taylor Alderdice, stuff like that. And then once the SoundCloud era kind of took off, I was like, it's okay to listen to more new artists. Like it's fine to listen to new music and be inspired by stuff, even though it's the older hip hop generation frowns upon it. For a while, I was kind of like one of those kids who was like, oh, if it doesn't have good lyrics, I won't listen to it. But like, a couple years later, I was like, nah, that's bullshit. I just want to listen to what sounds good. So, I'd say my biggest inspirations for my current sound come from like cloud rap, like Young Lean, ASAP Rocky, stuff like that. And as well as more recently, like I've been a Tekka fan for, since he started dropping essentially. Tech has been a big inspiration recently for my current sound.
Oh yeah. That's like, it's a little bit surprising to hear that, just because like in my opinion, like if someone came to me and they were like, what does Pich sound like? What kind of music does he make? I don't know what I'd tell them, because like you, and I'm not just trying to glaze, but like you have such a you sound. Like when I hear your stuff, there's like nothing else that I can think of that sounds like that.
That's a good thing though.
No, 100%.
I am happy to hear that because, like, bro, like I don't want to be that guy that's like, oh, I don't sound like anybody else out. But it's like, I'm kind of the same way. Like, if somebody asks me, like, oh, what do you compare your music to? It's like, I can't really pinpoint it, bro. Like, I don't know. I just make it,
Yeah, absolutely. That's fucking awesome. Like, the best answers I could have had to those questions. And I realized that the third question I asked essentially is I already asked it in your first question because it was just when did you start locking into music and why, but you already answered that pretty much like in the last few years. Sure. So I want to transition into talking about the Odyssey. Because I have so much I want to talk about with that.
Yeah. Okay.
But before we get into that, I want you to tell me a little bit about like underground retreats and like your experience, like just in general how like making that album with them was, and just the overall like how, like what is up with that in general. Like if someone was like, what is up with that, you are, I feel like, one of the, at least to me because I know you, like you are like who I think of when I think of that, and it's super interesting. It's one of the like coolest things I've seen, and I was seeing shit about that for like years, and yeah, so I'm just curious about that in general.
Yeah. You remember when I told you I was first gonna go to that, and you told me like, oh, it's that Stafford Beats guy, right?
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, you know about that. So yeah, so I thought that was pretty cool. But are you talking about like the Odyssey's not with them? Are you talking about like the UGR album that we did?
Yeah. I know the Odyssey is like a separate creation. It's more just like
just
I guess chronologically in my brain, I listened to that before I listened to the Odyssey because like he came out first. So I'm just in general curious about like your like experience and what you like what's up with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So we made a couple albums with them. They started transitioning into singles more, but it's a really cool event, man. Stafford's been really good to me. Really good guy to know. But the first time I went to one of those retreats, it was back in May 2023, and that one really, like, I feel like I didn't get too much stuff done in terms of my own music. I was doing a lot of engineering. But it was still a great time. I was like, taking that experience to learn and record other artists and stuff. But I came back 6 months later in June 2024, and that's when I feel like I really started to get the most out of it. Because it's cool. You just go like, it's down in Orlando, and like you pay the fee. You go down there, and you just get released into this house with like 40 other artists and producers and just a bunch of people that you haven't met before. It's like kind of a rush to get, into the room and get your studio set up first day because you don't want all the good spots to be gone. So, you probably remember
that second one was that the one where you had like the Star Wars bed?
Yeah.
Like the AT-AT bed?
Yeah, bro, yeah.
Sample.
Nobody else has cooked up in an AT-AT.
So that was the June 2024 one, and I ended up rooming with one of my favorite people to work with now, and one of my really good friends, Ray Prophet. So that was honestly such a cool experience. Like, I got to know Ray so well that week, and like we've just kept working. Like we've got quite a few songs out, and we've got a lot of stuff in the vault too. I also met a bunch of other cool people, like the It's Really Just Us guys. Nate Mack, King doing his thing. My friend Wiley, K9, their producer. I've got a lot of stuff with them too. And like when you go to these events, dude, you don't even expect it, but like, you meet people that are so similar to you, but their sounds are completely different. So you end up making these bonds, and then these bonds that you make with these people are personal, and then you put them into a track with your different sounds, and you make something completely new that neither one of you had made before. So I've had that experience with so many different artists. I met some of my best friends through these events, dude, and I've been to 5 of them now.
Sick. Yeah, I remember seeing about those when he first started them, like on TikTok. He was like posting about them. I was like, that is such a cool idea. Like,
Yeah.
because it's kind of like taking like it's like kind of in a way, and I'm not saying this as like an insinuation of this is where he got it, just in general that it's similar. It's kind of like the Brockhampton formula, just in the sense of like taking a bunch of random people that don't know each other and like just mashing their brains together and then seeing like what comes out. And it's just it's so cool. Like that's so sick. Are you going?
Sorry, what?
I was just gonna ask. I don't know if it's already happened or like if you're going to it, but they're doing one that's like, is it like in England or something? Like it's like a different spot.
Scotland. Yeah, it's Scotland.
Scotland.
So it's going to be at a castle in Scotland. I'm not going to that one. That one is going to be a little bit more, like it's going to be a little bit more expensive because, obviously renting out a castle, it's not cheap. It's not that I don't think the value is there, but like, with all the things I have to save for right now, it's just not really realistic for me to go to that one. But I did go to the Atlanta one. That was cool, and they're doing some other ones too. Like they're going to be doing an LA retreat pretty soon that I'm gonna go to. So yeah, he's got plans to do them in a lot of other places besides Orlando. The Orlando retreats, I think are always probably going to be the best because the houses are just perfect for setting up a bunch of studios in. But it's definitely going to be cool to experience those other places and, meeting local artists from all those, different parts of the country and the world.
Because I assume, is there like a decent amount of people that come to like the one in Orlando that are from Florida?
Yeah, honestly, probably I want to say at least like 30-40% are from around.
That's sick. So you also just get like tapped in with like the local culture of that area too.
Yeah, pretty much. I envy those people for not having to fly and being able to drive to the house in 30 minutes, But I feel like having to travel from afar really just kind of adds to the experience.
Hell yeah, dude. That's fire. Thanks for showing me how the sausage is made with that, because I've been very curious because it's so cool. It's just such a cool concept, and Stafford seems like such a fucking chill dude. Like I've been seeing stuff about him forever. He's a cool guy. The I kind of got off track with the whole album part because I know you asked about the album that we did or the albums. Basically, after the week, we make songs every day and we share them with each other every night at like a listening party. At the end of the week, we send all the songs in and Stafford kind of like curates an album based on, what the best songs for it are. And we've had we've had 2 albums. I don't know if he's going to do one in the future because they're trying to drop singles right now, but dude, I wish he'd go back to the album formula because it was just so cool, like having that album drop with, you on it and a bunch of your friends on it. Like that was special. Yeah, no, 100%. That's so fire because I think Sweet Lovin' that's the main one that you did for it, right? Like that's the not main one, but like the biggest one. Yeah.
So
good. So good.
Bro. I appreciate it. That's one of my favorite songs I've ever made for sure. It's definitely, in terms of like the story of making it too, like, dude, that was just such a fun song to make, and the way it came together was awesome.
Fire. That's so sick. So now, like I prefaced, now we will transition into the Odyssey because I have not been able to wait. Like I can't wait to talk about this fucking album. I think it is incredible. As someone that has seen you put out, I think I'm looking at your Spotify right now, so I have a reference. So I knew you when you put out Cabin Fever, and I loved Cabin Fever. Fucking Stretched Thin is still one of my favorite songs of all time, and then True Neutral, of course, I was a part of, and I was on one of the songs. And I saw Too Late. and there was like, obviously I heard like why you were making it when I was over there and you sent me stuff, and that's True Neutral is going to forever have a spot in my heart, especially because I mean I was part of the creation of it and like I saw it through so many versions and everything. But I think the Odyssey is definitely like, it's definitely probably my favorite thing you've done. It's so good from start to finish. I have written down like my favorite tracks on it because I like all of them, but my absolute favorites overall are definitely Cold Feet. Ridiculous. Yeah. That is one of like, I don't know what crack you put in that song, but it's probably going to be on my Spotify Wrapped this year.
Okay.
Cold Feet, Sniper Elite, awesome. Fucking One Too Many, Tidal Wave, the Odyssey itself, that song's incredible. Day Job and In Stride. Those are my like highlight, like ones that I had to write down that are my favorite, but I like all of it. I love all of them.
Thank you, bro. I'm really happy to hear that. Did we finally? I finally have somebody. I finally have a Sniper Elite enjoyer.
Is that not a poppin' one?
No, dude. I mean, it's like I've heard people say they like it, but like nobody ever brings it up. So I'm glad you bring it up because I really do like that song.
Oh, absolutely. And also, I mean, to be fair, like it plays after Cold Feet every time I listen to Cold Feet, so I am listening to it just by default a lot. Yeah, which I mean, I'm not mad at, but it definitely like it comes after it a lot, and I just those definitely that's my list of like my best tracks, my favorite tracks on it.
I'm happy there's a lot on there that makes me happy.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's like with True Neutral. If I went through on True Neutral, I've got ones that I like love and ones that obviously I like all of them, but there's just like there's so many. Like when you drop an album, at least for me, it's like I'm gonna like listen like 90% of it is gonna go into my likes. And for a while, like I don't know if I'm just a freak when it comes to listening to music, but like I don't really make playlists that often unless I'm like going to the gym or going on a run or something. Usually if I'm
either, dude. Yeah, no.
Yeah, if I'm just like driving somewhere or listening to music, I usually just go to the top of my likes and it's like the first like 10 songs that I liked most recently are like what I'm listening to, and then I just shuffle the rest.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so whenever like you drop an album, it's like 8 to like a good portion of that album is going to be just in my heavy rotation for like the next like month until they get replaced with the next stuff that I'm putting in my likes. And I'm happy about that. I really like that. And also, I like being able to just like look your name up and then just have like everything that I've ever liked, like all the favorites. Because I do that a lot too. Just shuffle that. Because you've got a rich catalog at this point. You've put a lot of music out just in the time I've known you.
I have put a lot of music out, bro. I have. And I don't really plan on stopping.
Hell yeah. Well, so my first question, Odyssey related, now that the Glaze Fest is over. I mean, not that it's over. I'm not going to start fucking being like,
good. So,
who's the ghostwriter?
You're good.
But so where did the name and the idea for the album come from? And just like tell us in general about it. Like how'd you like from the first day you started thinking about it to the final fruition of your efforts? What did that look like?
Yeah, so the Odyssey wasn't the original name of the album. I had known since kind of, I want to say probably around July last year, that I really wanted to put out another album. You know, it had been a few months since True Neutral came out, and I really had wanted to get another one by like early 2025. It didn't end up happening, just because, you know, you gotta put a lot of work into an album, and if you're just like spitballing stuff, it's not gonna work. You know, you gotta piece it together. But that was gonna be called Polaris, like, and it was gonna be like a kind of a blue spacey theme. And a few of the songs from that ended up making it over to the cut of the Odyssey, mainly like In Stride and Take Me Back. Yeah, Take Me Back and In Stride were originally supposed to be on Polaris. But I started thinking, you know, more about how I wanted to brand the album and everything. And we went to Nashville in November to meet up with the It's Just Us guys, like Wiley and Nate King. And while we were there, we ended up going to the Parthenon, which, you know, it's like a scale replica of the actual one that's in Greece. And it's like a museum. So, you know, I took a couple pictures. Bailey took a couple pictures of me outside of there. And I got one that I really liked and I just edited it. And I was like, oh, you know, that could be an album cover. And then I was like, okay, if I'm going to make an album with this theme, with this cover, you know, a Greek temple in the background, what am I going to call it? And then I thought of the Odyssey, you know, because I feel like the project itself kind of encompasses, you know, just kind of the rough general journey that I've done in my life trying to make this music career thing really work. You know, from the times where I'm not as confident to times where I'm feeling myself to the more reflective moments, you know, that's all part of this encompassing journey. So the Odyssey just sounded right, you know.
Absolutely. No, dude, that's sick. That's incredible. I didn't obviously know that. And that's fire. I like that. I love the name. It sounds like it's obviously you're going to make a lot more music in your life, and you have made a lot of music in your life, but it's like such a triumphant album. You know what I mean? It's like you've been making music for so long, you've been doing so much. This is like so far. This is like your magnum opus. Like this is like your, like if I was going to show someone an album, like if I was like my friend makes music or just in general trying to like show someone your stuff, I would be like, listen to this front to back. And then
you're not gonna show them Lazaretto.
That would be second. I think there was a song on that I like really fucked with.
yeah, but it's mixed like Dookie.
What's your favorite song or songs on the Odyssey? I gave you my best tracks, my top tracks. What do you have a favorite, or are they all equally your babies?
We got favorites. So my favorite, I want to say my top three probably are let's go in ascending order, so 3 to 1. So I want to say number 3 is probably the Odyssey. You know, that song, like it was a late edition, but I knew I needed a title track for the album, so that was the last song I made for it. And you know, it's just, I feel like it closes off the album very well. You know, I feel like, you know,
like the epiphany of this album.
Yeah, pretty much. You know, it's like you said, you know, very triumphant. So I really like that about it, and it's like very reflective as well. Number 2 is Take Me Back. I think it's like I didn't know where to put it originally, but it didn't really fit anywhere other than the intro, and I feel like it's, you know, I'm really happy with how it opens up the project. And I don't know, something about that song, dude. I just really like it. And I want to say number 1's definitely In Stride. That's the deepest cut on the album. That song means the most to me. Originally, I was supposed to have my buddy Feature on it. I didn't get the feature back after like 7 months. I'm like, all right, I'm doing this shit myself because I need to put this on the album. And then I spit like probably one of my best verses of all time, and I'm like, you know what? He wasn't meant to hit me back. So
yeah, sometimes shit like that happens for a reason. It's fate making sure that you make the best song that you can make.
Yeah, I think that's what happened there. Not that I don't think he would have killed it, but I think what came of it ended up being, you know, more of what I wanted in the song. So
hell yeah, for sure. And is there anything in particular that you want people to take from the album when you listen to it? Like, is there any sort of message you have in mind, or like what you want people to feel after it? Obviously everyone's going to interpret art differently and everyone's going to feel a certain way about certain things, but is there anything that you would want to convey the most over anything else?
Yeah, definitely. So the Odyssey, it's not something that starts and ends. You know, the Odyssey is a journey that encompasses our entire lives. And, you know, wherever you started, wherever you're at now, that's not the beginning of the end. You've always been on this Odyssey, and you will be till the day you die. So, whatever journey you're on, just keep on going after it, because, you know, it's not about the destination. The Odyssey is just everything in between. There is no destination in whatever journey you're on.
Hell yeah. And you can't see it, but I was nodding my head through about halfway through when you started saying that. So facts, essentially, as the kids would say these days.
Exactly. No, you're on your Odyssey, I'm on mine. You know, everybody's just out here doing their thing, so
yeah,
just,
that's fucking
celebrate the process of it, man.
Yeah, that's so fire. Like, I like that you have every album you do, you have that kind of like knowing your self-worth kind of deal. Like in the whole thing, like you want to come to terms with who you are as a person and be happy with who you are as a person. Like, I remember, dude, when I listened to Epiphany for the first time, dude, oh my God, I cried. I like tears from my eyes when I was listening. I'm pretty sure I messaged you like through the tears. I was like, I have to tell him. Like,
I think I remember that. I think I remember that.
I literally heard it because I was listening to True Neutral all the way through, and I like listened to that one. I was like, dude, this is just so beautiful. It brought me to tears. It's like, and I like that album and this one. It's like a concrete, linear, like front to back. You're going on a journey throughout the whole album, and you're hopefully, like, when you listen to it, you're going to do some introspection, maybe to yourself too, when you listen to it, and put yourself in your shoes, as in Pich. You're going to put yourself into your shoes and maybe like learn something about yourself, you know? Like, yeah, just get into your own head type shit.
That's what I like to do when I make albums. You know, I want them to feel like a diary, essentially. You know, like every time I make an album, it just encompasses like, you know, whatever I've been through in my life the past few months, and I really just kind of want to put that out there because, you know, like you obviously felt something from it. So like if I can make other people feel, you know, what I'm going through and be able to relate that to themselves, like I feel like that's the best form of therapy, you know, you can get. So.
Yeah, and I always said when I was making music that like if one person is touched by what I'm doing, if one person likes it, then I like did my job, you know?
Exactly.
Like I did what I wanted to do. Even if that one person is like you. Like if you make an album and it's like helps you, that's all you got to do, you know? Exactly. That's like all that matters.
Yeah, honestly it matters even more if you you know, if you can like make yourself feel something. You know, because if you can't make yourself feel something from it, how are you going to make other people?
Yeah, absolutely. For sure. So I had a couple other questions written out, but we kind of discussed them throughout us discussing stuff anyway. Okay.
Yeah.
I just had like I literally had like, what's your favorite album of all time, your favorite artist of all time? You kind of already answered with the inspiration and stuff. Like general shit. But yeah, that's.
I mean, I will say I didn't answer the favorite album part. You actually put me on my favorite album.
Yeah, what was it?
Hypochondriac.
Yes, dude. Oh my God. Dude, that's crazy. That's your favorite album. I didn't know that.
Yeah. No, you put me onto that, and dude, I every time I listen to it, I feel like I'm chasing the dragon of hearing it for the first time, but it's still so good. Yeah. You know, but like that first time listening to that album, bro, oh my God.
I will like lay down in my bed and like put like the 3-track run of like Introvert to Deep Fake to Hypochondriac on and just like close my eyes and try to just like feel that again. Like,
yeah, it's I need him to drop again. He actually dropped today with
I was just gonna tell you with Aries.
Yeah, with Aries.
I've listened to it probably like 17 times since it came out. It's so good.
It's pretty good. It's definitely not what I was expecting, so I want to like go back and listen to it more for sure. I like it. It's just like, you know, I listened to it once and I was like, oh, yeah, it's pretty good. Not exactly what I was expecting, but I'll come back to it.
That's when I first heard it. It had like the effect on me like that of like the first time I listened to it, I watched it with the video, and I was like this kind of. I was low key like, is this like the first Aries and Braken's Miss? Not like that it was bad, but in my head I was like, "This is the first one that I'm not like frothing at the mouth to listen to again."
Yeah.
And
so
then
it
like,
grew on you.
yeah, and then I listened to it again, and just that chorus, dude, it like ingrained into my brain. It's so fucking fire.
Yeah. I'll have to listen to it again then.
Hell yeah! I'm glad that that's your favorite album, dude. That's so sick. I mean, obviously, I have it. The tattoo of Hypochondriac takes up my wrist to elbow. Oh, I fucking love Break-Ins. That's the only time I've ever cried at a show. I cry a lot when it comes to music, but like
At a show, it's different. It's hard to cry at a show.
Yeah. Because when he played Hypochondriac, he was playing it on piano, acoustic, like and I was like second row, dude. I was just like, oh my god, this is ridiculous. Yeah, it was incredible. One of the best show experiences I've ever seen.
I really wanted to catch him on his second run, in Boston, but just never happened.
I think he'll come back. I think him and Break-Ins, that's the same guy. I think him and Aries are doing like the same kind of shit right now. So I think we'll see them go on tour again. And if they do, we got to go to that for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm down 100%. We got to.
Hell yeah. Well, that's pretty much everything I had for questions. This has been an incredible conversation. I'm so happy that you came on. I'm so happy that you stopped by on the program today.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Honored to be the first guest.
Yeah, dude, for sure. And it'd be so sick. Like, I would love to have you come back again just to vibe. Be a recurring guest on Sunday Skate Hour.
I'm down for it, bro. I'm down.
Fuck yeah. So I will leave everyone with this. Go stream the Odyssey. Go stream True Neutral. Is there anything else that you want to leave everyone with?
Yeah. That's it.
No, perfect. He said yeah, like I thought you were gonna say something else.
I wanted to build up the anticipation.
Perfect. All right. Well, everyone, thank you so much for listening to another installment of Sunday Skate Hour. I have been your host, Funeral Burgundy, aka Andrew, and this is my co-host for this week, Pich, and we are signing off. Thank you.
Have a good night.